Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I gear my ults in patch 8.1. I was trying to save my Shadow Priest for patch 8.1 so I could take advantage of the opportunity and try to see how you can gear your characters once the brand new patch has dropped. It looks like Blizzard is adding a lot more mechanics to help your characters catch up. So in this video I'm going to go over of all the things you can take advantage of on a fresh level 120 in patch 8.1 to grind out the gear and then get to a certain level range where you can start doing things solo. This video is going to take a stance that you guys are gearing solo. That means you're not going to have friends or guildies carrying you through high level raids and high level dungeons in order to just grind you up as much gear as possible. This is going to be one of those videos where you're trying to take advantage of every bit that you can by yourself in order to grind out that character so you can self-sustain that character all on your own. So this method is going to be more difficult, but I think most of you guys are playing in that way and most of you guys will be able to utilize this. The first thing I want you guys to do is to go unlock world quests, but don't start doing them. World quests are great and they offer you a lot of gear, but they also scale the rewards with your item level, and they have a chance to Titan Forge and Warforge. So you would want to first get as much gear as you can without doing world quests or emissaries, so then at the end result, when that's the only thing that's left for you to do, those world quests will have the highest possible item level rewards, and if they do Warforge and Titan Forge, then it's a chance for you guys to get a much higher item level pieces and item level for your character. First things first, go grab some reroll tokens. There'll be plenty of world bosses for you guys to get a chance at loot, especially if you're starting out fresh. Any piece of loot is going to be good for you. Don't worry too much about the item level of pieces. Don't worry too much about the stats that comes with the pieces. Just getting a higher item level means you're getting agility, strength, and intellect, which will allow base abilities to do a little bit more damage, healing, or make you overall tankier. Once you get some reroll tokens, head over to either Darkshore or head out over to Arathi, whichever one is available for your faction. Right now, Darkshore is available for the Horde, so I went there. The first thing you want to do is kill the world boss. Find yourself an LFG group, kill the world boss, and reroll on the boss to see if you get any loot. This is going to be RNG, but I think this is going to be the highest item level you can net for yourself, and especially if you get lucky that you don't get duplicates of same loot, you can actually get so much advantage in just a few seconds. After that, whether Arathi or Darkshore is available, I want you guys to group up with a group that's going to be hitting a bunch of rares, whether you have war mode on or off. All of these rares have a chance to drop mounts, pets, and toys, so that's always nice. But also, all of these rares have a chance to drop you guys 340 item level pieces of gear. If any of those Warforge or Titan Forge or our Azeroth pieces, this will get your character closer to being able to finally do some damage, or heal, or tank a little bit better, in terms of actually being an optimal character, not just grinding for that item level. After you have done Warfront rares, if those are up, the next step you would take is go kill the world boss out in Kul Tiras or Zuldazar. The item level those world bosses drop is 355, can also net you Azeroth pieces, maybe even trinkets. Make sure to use your reroll on those if possible, so you should be able to get a piece of gear, maybe not. If you get lucky, it'll get you that much closer. The idea is, after you have done Darkshore or Arathi, or both of them, if for whatever reason both of them are available, and after you have done 2 world bosses, good chances are you have some pieces of loot already. So maybe, if you're like me, I was able to get maybe a little bit under the half of my gear replaced after leveling. This is where you can start taking a look at some of your world quests to see if any emissaries are dropping you any pieces of gear. And then you also have invasions to look out for. If invasions are up, be sure to go to the zone and do the invasion as soon as you can. Invasions will give you a little bit more gear. I will talk about more in terms of invasions and some of the other endgame content you can do towards the end of the video. But look out for those while doing your world quests. It's a good idea to hit world quests where you have an emissary that will drop you a guaranteed piece of loot. So for example, for me, Talanji's Expedition, I was able to get a 320 piece of gear. It could have been honestly any piece of gear, but it ended up being bracers for me, so I'll take them, which is perfect because I needed to replace my bracers anyway. And with that, I was able to get some of the other world quests in the areas. Since now my item level is higher, the drop up rewards are a little bit better. So I got myself a new weapon, I got myself a couple rings at a later time, and the gear and rewards kind of build up on themselves fairly quickly. So this is what my character looked like in just a few hours. I have a fair amount of gear, fair amount of an item level where I can start getting into war fronts once those are up. I can also start getting into LFR and into heroic dungeons, which will net me again more gear. So now I'm at a state where I can start doing some of the content where I can just queue into with hoping for that I get a decent piece of gear, and then from there I can start getting into, as I get more gear from that content, into more standardized content like normal raids, lower Mythic Plus dungeons, start really diving into some PvP maybe, and then on and on and on, and once I get the ball rolling it's a lot easier to start amassing gear from there. Now, there is a bit of RNG in terms of how high of an item level you're going to get. You can't really entrust yourself to get, oh, you know, after 2 hours I'm just going to get to 320, guaranteed, and I'll be set. It all depends on the opportunity. What world boss is available? Is the war front up? Did you get lucky and get a Titan Forge and a piece of gear? Are the trinkets in the auction house, for example, like the Dark Moon ones that I was able to get from my priest, are those on a high price or on a low price today? And it all is varied and a little bit randomized. But overall, I feel like in terms of getting your character up and running, this was very quick and somewhat efficient. And all the things I was able to do, I was able to get this much gear in just a few hours. Now the exciting part comes in. I'm item level 320, which is where I want to be. This is where I can start getting into LFG content. Queuing for a dungeon, queuing for a raid, war fronts if those are available, and I can just start feeding myself gear. And once I have enough gear from those, and maybe if I get lucky, maybe you know, next week or the week after that, I can actually start diving that character into actual content as a disc priest or as a shadow priest, holy priest, whatever I want to do in the game. I can start doing Mythic Plus dungeons, which I love. I can maybe dive into a little bit of PvP, have some fun. That you can do at any item level range, honestly. Or if I want to take this character into raids, start maybe, you know, once I get a bit of gear from LFR and all these other resources, start doing a little bit of normals. Maybe try to get into heroic group. Maybe eventually get a couple mythic kills, see what kind of item level I can get. You know, maybe eventually I can start getting enough gear where I can start focusing on stats. What's the best stat? I can start simming my character. I can start looking at all the different Azeroth pieces that I have and take a look at, okay, what's a good piece right now? What does most damage? What doesn't do that much damage? Is it worth upgrading a piece by 15 item level even though I'm dropping a certain amount of stats or whatnot? So this position is where you honestly want to get your character to, and from there you can just start doing whatever content you get. You can get Titan Forges, War Forges left and right. Whenever rares or events are available, you should be able to do those fairly easily. And from there, it's really up to you what you want to do with your character. Whether you want to focus on PvP or PvE, big or old raids in a guild, or maybe trying to find a group for yourself, maybe just doing Mythic Pluses casual inside. Maybe just keeping that character strong enough where you can dive into battlegrounds without feeling underpowered. Maybe just a character to mess around on and just do transmogs with. But that's really all I have for you guys in terms of how to gear characters fairly quickly and efficiently as fast as possible, mostly solo, in patch 8.1. Oh, I also forgot a huge one, and I cannot believe I actually forgot it. Now you can go to Magni Bronzebeard and get your necklace upgraded. As long as your main has like Revered or Exalted, you can boost all of your alts necklaces by a few item levels. This is one of those pieces of gear you usually can't really upgrade and does take a little bit of grinding to do. But adding those extra item levels from Magni is definitely going to have your character a little bit higher in terms of item level, but also in terms of the bulk stats that you get out of it, which is pretty awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm pretty sure from here on I don't need to explain you how to open up LFG menu or how to start advertising in trade chat, hey, looking for a Mythic Plus group or any of those things. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about it in comments below, and if you have any characters you're going to be leveling and trying to use this guide for in patch 8.1. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see all of you in the next one.